start off with your opening statement.
Obviously, it's really hard to win basketball games no matter who you play. It takes a lot of preparation, a lot of scouting reports and video, and so, we're never going to be apologize for wins, for sure. This time last year, we were at Kentucky, and I don't think anybody was feeling sorry for us. So we're excited about the victory tonight, and I think the biggest thing we can take from this is that we got a lot of things to improve on and work on, and we're going to have a great test on Saturday on the road for our WAC Challenge game. So overall, I thought we really flew around and shared the ball and played really, really hard.
On Saturday, I overheard you saying, you really only wanted the guys to take smart, wide-open three-pointers or easy layups. In your opinion, how did you feel about the guys' shot selection tonight?
Yeah, I thought our shot selection was fine. I mean, we shot almost 50% from the field. I think when you play someone that's trapping and, it makes the game ugly. I mean, it's just hard. I mean, it just is what it is. It makes it ugly. It makes you it makes you rush. It makes you probably take some quicker shots than you normally do against a team that maybe gets back and sets up in a half-court D. I think overall, though, when we did get past the pressure, I was pleased with the shots that we took. I thought we got them to the guys that make them, and we made 14 threes tonight. So I was really pleased with that part of it. Just the negative part of it was just turning the ball over too much. But yeah, it's first game and hadn't played against a press, and it's hard to simulate that in practice. We did it for a day, but it's a little bit different, when you're playing against somebody that's what they do. I mean, that's their MO, and they just press and run and jump the whole game. So, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we scored 93 points. We had 26 turnovers. If you cut those turnovers in half, or you have 13 turnovers, we may have scored 140 points. So, we just got to do a better job next time we're faced with that, and I think we will, obviously.
Robert shot a lot of threes tonight. He shot a lot of threes in the scrimmage as well. Do you feel like he's going to be the main three-point guy for you guys, or is that still question for you guys?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you can say he's going to be our main guy. I think we have a bunch of guys that can make threes, but Rob obviously is a great one. I mean, he can really shoot the three. He proved that last year, and the great thing about Rob is he can really get hot quick. I mean, tonight he made about 2 in a row, and when he does that, you got to keep going to him, because that's special. When guys can do stuff like that, that's really special. That one he made over in the corner in front of our bench, I mean, he wasn't even facing the basket and he made it. I mean, that's, when guys can do that kind of stuff, that's, as a coach, it makes you look good, because you just say, I'm going to call his number and I'm going to keep calling his number. So, I think if you'll remember last year against Middle Tennessee here, we were down late with about 4 minutes to go, and I just put him in there and he made about 4 or 5 in a row, and we won by 12. So Rob's special for sure, and he's worked really hard. His attitude has been terrific. Obviously he's a graduate now and working on his master's degree, and I couldn't be more proud of Rob and where he's at right now in his life.
How do you feel about some of the new guys, like Gabe, like Carl, Deontay? How do you feel like all those new guys play for you guys?
Yeah, they're all talented, but, this is just a different coach. It's a different team. It's a different league. It's a different style. I mean, everybody's just trying to figure things out, and, in the meantime, hopefully we can win games and, and continue to get better, which I think we will. But it's different, I mean, Carl, I think Carl's a super talented guy, but he played 1 minute a game at Memphis last year. So Carl's a freshman really right now. And, Gabe is a freshman. Gabe makes 5 plays where like he's going to be really good someday, and then, he dribbles the ball off his leg and throws 2 or 3 in a row away. And that's just, that's part of growing up. It's part of being a freshman. That's just part of the game of basketball. I really like Gabe, and I think Gabe's going to be a special player in our program. So he'll keep getting better and he'll keep improving. And then, a guy like Deontay's, he's a proven guy. I mean, he averaged 15 in the game in the Big West, which is a great league. Scored 30 against Hawaii. I mean, right now I think the biggest thing with Deontay is just he's probably in the last couple of years never played with guys that were as talented as Zadi and Cook. And so you got all these guys that you're trying to learn how to play with, and you kind of got to figure out, like, where's my shot going to come from, and what's the spacing of this, and should I go now or should I shoot it now? And So it's just learning. I mean, you saw there at the end of maybe the 10-minute period tonight when I took him out, but I mean, he went bang bang threes and hit a 2, so he scored 8 points in 2 minutes, and I think he's talented and he can do that. So,
Coach, obviously there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of new players on the team this year. I just want to know, what do you tell the guys to get them to choose to come to New Mexico State? Like, what's your like in a sense sales pitch?
well, I mean, I think New Mexico State speaks for itself. I mean, the basketball program here is, it's a legendary, history type thing. I mean, when I was growing up as a young boy in Texas, you always knew, who Coach Henson was and New Mexico State basketball, and and up until the last couple, I mean, Coach Jans was here and was a great coach and had great teams. So I think this place speaks for itself. I mean, there's a lot to be said, and then I don't know exactly what we had tonight, but we had 3,000 or 4,000 people here. 4,000 people here tonight on a first game of the year against a non-Division I. Like, I think you got to be pretty pleased with the crowd and the excitement, and I just think that guys want to play in front of that.
Okay.
And and then I think the last thing is. I've been pretty blessed to be pretty successful, and I think guys want to win. And I've been lucky enough in my 15 years or 14-year career that we've won about 13 or 12 of those years. So I think that's also a part, where we got to continue to improve and get better, and continue to win games where guys want to come here.
How's Peter doing? Is he coming well?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question to answer. I just think it's always. When you have something like that, I just think it's day to day. I mean, I was cautiously optimistic. I kind of really thought he might play tonight, and then, practice didn't go quite as well yesterday on the recovery that we wanted, and and then we just sat down and we made an intelligent decision between me and him and the trainer and the doctor. I just think we just got to be really smart with that because, I mean. No disrespect to New Mexico Highlands, but that's a game that we should win with or without Peter, and so I hope that he can. Tomorrow will be a day off, but he'll probably still try to get a workout in tomorrow, maybe with the coaches by himself, and then I think the hardest part is just anytime you have something where you're missing some time, you don't want to come back and be out of shape so bad that you re-hurt it or you hurt something else, and I think that's. We're at that point now, and we're also at that point where he's a little unsure of how much contact he can actually have and take. So we got probably some physical and some mental things to work on here in the next couple of days. But I think when it happens, it'll happen. I hope it's Saturday night, but I really couldn't sit here right now and tell you, yeah, he's going to play or no, he's not going to play. I just don't know. I think it'll be probably the day of or the day before.
What's his injury? What's his deal with?
Yeah, so he's got a back. Yeah, he had a herniated disc, and so we're just dealing with some back stuff.
Tell me, as you as a coach, do you feel like you can maybe make a judgment on where your team is at with this game, or do you feel like you guys got to wait for the schedule to get a little more difficult for you to make that?
Oh, I think it's more about not just me being a coach. I think it's me being a guy that's been coaching for 32 years. I mean, you just have a feeling and what you need to improve on and work on. And I think if we can clean those things up and we can continue to get better in those things, then we can have a good team. And, I don't want to say that we're not going to be very good if we don't because, knock on wood, that we're going to get better. Like, we're going to get better at all those deficiencies that we have right now and improve. I think the talent is there, and, we just got to keep working and got to keep coming together. Got to keep stacking good days. Right now you're going to start playing 2 or 3 games a week, and so practices will be limited. And so not only do we have to take really good advantage of our practice time, but we're also going to have to learn on the move. And, like tonight, having all those turnovers, like you got to learn from that because you're going to be thrown right back in the fire on Saturday night.
As you mentioned, schedule is going to start becoming a little heavier. Competition's also going to increase. Every single guy who was dressed tonight saw time on the floor. So for you as a coach, how does that make you feel going forward, knowing that possibly more injuries will occur, again, competition rising, just, knowing that everything kind of worked out, bringing all the new guys in and seeing that it's relatively successful, how does that make you feel going forward?
Well, yeah, I think our depth is way different than it was this time last year. I think there's no question at all. But I think more importantly than that, you know, I told them tonight, like, well, I don't really know right now what our rotation is and how many minutes each guy's going to play. Yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out their roles, and we're still trying as coaching staff figure out who needs to play and where and how much, and you know, I think all of that. But that's just time. I mean, that works itself out. Whether we have a 7-man, 8-man, 9-man, 10-man, 11-man rotation, yeah, I think time will tell. And you know, like we tell our guys every day, you know, you determine your playing time, and right now you're probably having to determine that in practice. And so then when you do get an opportunity to get in the game, you got to make the most of it, right? I was always taught you got to make the coach play you, and you got to do enough and do something to make that coach have to play you.
Thank you.
Good? All right.